My dear friends, here we are with a new year just begun, and I have such news. I address you with an invitation. The Febregency Readathon will return in just a month, and I hope that we will be favored with the honor of all your company. Febregency is, of course, dedicated to the literature of Britain's Regency period. This is the Readathon's second year, and it runs throughout the month of February. What better way to pass the dreary and cold winter days than by diving into the world of our very own dear Jane Austen. But before I proceed any further, I must mention my fellow hosts. This year I will be joined once again by Christy Lewis from Dostoevsky in Space and Jennifer Brooks. Stephanie from Miss Richards Reads was unfortunately busy this year. Hopefully we'll have her again in the future. But we do have a brand new co-host to welcome. Tristan from Tristan and the Classics will be joining us. He has some excellent videos about the Regency period on his channel, including a fascinating and fabulous video about Regency-era slang. England's Regency took place at the dawn of the 19th century. It was part of the Georgian period when King George III, the same one we colonists so disliked, was deemed unfit to rule, and so his son, the Prince Regent, ruled in his stead. For the purposes of this readathon, we are defining the era as spanning the years from 1795 to 1837. If you read any work of British literature written during or popular during that time period throughout the month of February, then you will have achieved participation, but we do have some challenges. We are repeating last year's prompts with a bit of a twist and a new bonus challenge. You are encouraged, first of all, to read a Regency-era poem. This would be a very easy way to take part. The Regency was the heyday of the Romantic poets: Wordsworth, Coleridge, Shelley, Byron, Keats, Blake, Cooper, just to name a few. The second challenge is to read a Regency-era play. The theater was, of course, a major form of entertainment at this time and a major part of social life. Many of Jane Austen's characters attend the theater in her novels. You could read the plays that the Bertrams and the Crawfords consider performing in Mansfield Park, like Lover's Vows or The Heir at Law. You could read one of the plays that Jane Austen's family performed at her home at Steventon: The Sultan by Isaac Bickerstaff, The Rivals by Richard Sheridan. I read a Sheridan play at the School for Scandal last year and absolutely loved it. I did not know that Richard Sheridan was essentially the Oscar Wilde of the Regency period, so if you like Oscar Wilde, you must check out Richard Sheridan. Challenge the third is to read a work of nonfiction. You could read a modern work of historical research to learn more about the Regency period, or select a nonfiction work written during the Regency. There were many popular essays and journals. Some of the popular magazines of the day were The Spectator, The Idler, and The Rambler. Those latter two were by Samuel Johnson, one of Jane Austen's favorite writers. Another option for the nonfiction prompt is to read a collection of letters. There were many letters written during this period. Jane Austen herself has an excellent collection of letters. If you have never read it, this could be the perfect time to try it. You have the same sharp and witty voice and beautiful turn of phrase in her letters that you find in her novels, and it's such a treat to sit in on her conversations with her sister Cassandra. I make no apology, you understand, for my constant reference to Jane Austen. Although the purpose of the readathon is to explore the entire Regency era, Jane Austen is perhaps my favorite author and certainly was integral in inspiring this readathon. In fact, our fourth challenge is to read a work referenced by Jane Austen or a work that inspired Jane Austen. I went through the novels and the letters and compiled a list of these last year's and did a video with it, so I will link that up above if you're interested. I will also link the playlist to all of last year's Febregency videos from the hosts, from fellow participants, so if you're looking for inspiration for all or any of these prompts, those would be an excellent resource and reference. Now we come to our Febregency twist for 2023. Perhaps you will have already been able to guess it. This year we are celebrating the post. In Jane Austen's time, letter writing was the main mode of communication between parties which were separated by great distances. No phone calls, no text messages, no emails, just handwritten notes sent through the post. Friends and family would exchange long, newsy letters to keep in touch with those who were far away, so your bonus challenge for this year is to write your own Regency-era style letter, send it to a friend, just sit down, have a conversation with pen and ink and paper, fold it up, stamp it, put it in the post box. Another way you could celebrate letter writing this Febregency is by reading an epistolatory novel. These were very popular during the Regency period, unsurprisingly. It was a novel told in letters between the characters, and we are actually going going to be reading one of them as our group read for Febregency. Our pick is Evelina by Fanny Burney. Two of Fanny Burney's works are named as novels of taste, wit, and genius by Jane Austen in Northanger Abbey. The three books she mentions are Camilla, Cecilia, and Belinda. Belinda is by Mariah Edgeworth. I attempted Camilla last year, which was enjoyable, but I think Evelina should be a good length and should be really fun to read and discuss with you all. The other Febregency hosts and I will be doing a Zoom chat to discuss Evelina at the end of the month. It will be on Saturday, February 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you are going to be reading Evelina with us and would like to join us for the Zoom call, just email me, emma@bookishprincess.com. I would say you could send me a handwritten letter, but the email will do fine, and I will be sending out the link to the Zoom call by email. Leave me a note in the comments down below if you plan on joining us for Febregency. I would love to hear what you're planning to read. I know last year I got so many excellent suggestions and inspirations from all of you. If you make your own Febregency video, make sure you let me know as well. Until next time, friends, believe me to be your most faithful servant, Emma.